or the poor kid to the rich family, he's getting a shit ton of fucking money, and he's thankful for it. But then,
overall, it was a fun adventure, better than last one.
yeah.
Ow!
Fucking creeper.
Too much intensity.
Too much information.
Have you seen the green couch standing in front of the TV? I heard that there are dangerous bugs inside of it.
Come on, come on. Come on, Gear. Stupid shit.
I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah.
The kitchen, I came from the back and I killed all 4 of them like it was nothing. They didn't even know I was there. I was like...
What kind of team is this?
Do you have 1 extra plank?
The youth of nowadays.
Does pure vanilla make cookies taste better?
You know how we discussed a little earlier. This adds up to the sexual harassment, like how young girls act adult and dress like adults, and how society is just fucking being fucked by young people that just think they know better, but they don't.
Hey Mike, are you in the kitchen?
No, I'm not going in the kitchen.
Can you give me a pack? Okay. Okay, women, short, clothes. Yeah, okay. Well, since we're on the youth section, we could possibly add some more shit to that.
Which one?
The youth. Damn it! Can you speak? Youth section.
Yeah.
Like
What I mainly don't get is technology with youth. Like little tiny little babies having phones bigger than themselves, or
Thank you.
people or women that want to be independent sooner. I mean, the world is a dangerous place.
Yeah.
Sometimes for a woman, even a lot, and I mean a lot more dangerous than a man.
That's true. Like here's a fun fact, since we're on that subject. That's one I never understood. Okay, you have two. Let's say we have 2 types of families. We got we'll call one weak and one strong.
Yes.
I don't understand the roles. I mean, you would think it would be vice versa, but it's not. But anyways, okay, you got the strong family that is having the worst trouble in their life. You know, they're late on bill payments. They're surviving on food bank food at the end of the month. When they buy stuff for families, you know, they can only afford socks or maybe a dollar store toy instead of the favorite game system that they want, the favorite phone or something. And they're strong because they're not worried about that. They're like, oh, well, thank you for the socks. You know, these will come in handy for winter. Or thank you for the little bitty the little bitty fan for my room, because, you know, it's getting hot there in the summer. Or something like that. And, you know, that's why I call them the strong families, because they go through all this shit and they're still stuck together like glue.
Yeah.
Then you got the weak ones. Rich. I mean, rich off their ass. They were born not with a silver spoon, but a fucking gold spoon in their mouth. These motherfuckers are living on diamonds, gold, crystals, everything. You know, they're packed to the max. And they have the worst troubles with everything. If the right outfit's not right, they're upset. If they don't get the newest cell phone, their life's over. It's game over. You know, they're dead. They're done.
Yes.
If they don't get the new game system, and if it's not paid right away, even if it's by like 2 seconds, they're sitting in the bathroom crying, threatening to cut themselves and kill themselves because they did not get that extra 2 minutes of time to play on the beta for Battlefield 1. Like, you guys are rich. Who cares? I mean, if you're having that much trouble, why don't you switch roles? Try it out. Literally try it out. You get the rich fucking kid, because the parents ain't having troubles. It's just a kid. Send the kid to the poor family, and send that poor kid to the rich family. Just for a week. And see how it changes their lives. Instantly. It would easily go. The first few days, the rich kid would be like, "Really, this sucks. This is all I get. $2 of allowance. I used to make $100 of allowance a week. Oh no, you're only getting $2 a month. A month? Okay. Rich kid or the poor kid to the rich family. He's getting a shit ton of fucking money, and he's thankful for it. But then, after that week changes, and they go back, what happens? That fucking poor kid is now the snobbiest asshole, and the snobbiest asshole is actually thankful for the money and the shit that he's getting.
Yeah. It's like a endless circle of ignorance and being arrogant.
And it's not just that. I've seen this on not just movies and shows. I mean, I know that shit's fake, but some of it's based off real life.
Can we take a quick commercial break? I gotta piss.
Alright.
You guys can flood me and ride in your golf cart, and I'm sweating like a pig. But if I play an ugly girl in a movie, I get a fucking Oscar. Yeah. There's a formula to it, guys. Now I get on the plane.
Commercial break.
Oh yeah. Alright.
Today's topic: youth, strong and weak families.
The fun thing though, like I was gonna say, is, like I said, TV shows, movies, it's supposed to be made off, mostly based off real life situations. Have you noticed that more people that are living good, the kids want to, well, the parents first want to break up the most, and the parent or the kids want to move out the fastest. Like, they want to move out at the age of 15, 16. They don't want shit to do with their family, and they want the money. They don't want to go get a job. They want the money.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen that? Like, TV, movies, possibly real life?
Oddly enough, I sort of like recognize that.
It's like a theme.
Uh-huh.
And I never understood it.
Me neither. Well, I guess like you could say it's like the kids and like how their characteristics are and shit. But like if you really think about it, at the end of the day, the biggest influence are the parents.
That's true.
If your parents raise you up to be a spoiled pig, you're not gonna be satisfied with the shit you get. Despite having everything and asshole up your money, sleeping in a bed made out of money with blankets and cushions made out of money, wiping your ass off with money, you're not gonna be satisfied. But if you're rich to your ass, but your parents don't what? Don't spoil you. They raise you up as any ordinary kid. You're gonna be thankful for what you have. Also, religion plays a role in here as well, and religious people are usually more thankful, but that's a story for another day.
Yes.
It's yeah, the parents have a big influence. Of course, puberty, it's hard. Puberty, it changes you completely. Sometimes, like always. I mean, usually people get the urge to start fights with their parents because, oh, it's so cool. But yeah, at the end of the day, I say parents have a big influence on these type of guys as well.
I agree. They play a huge role. I mean, if your parents are fighting and they're making things out like money's worth everything to God's creation or whatever, and nothing else is important, the kids eventually gonna listen by that, and they're gonna change their whole lifestyle. Or if the parents break up, and that's the worst part, and they break up and the kid has to flop between the mother and the father, or we don't judge, father and father, mother and mother, whatever, they end up suffering the most. And the parents don't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, one parent's giving them all the stuff they want, and the other parent can't really do that. Or they're both giving each other shit, but one parent's pretty much running over the other child, or the other, not child, but the other parent, and the other parent's taking it like a bitch instead of standing up for themselves.
Yeah.
So the kid's like either gonna go one or two routes. They're gonna go, maybe I'm the one who should be being blamed for all this. You know, I'm the one that's causing all this. Or they'll go the other route, and that's both parts are bad, but this one I think is a little bit worse to a point. Because then they stick up for one parent. They see one parent's weak, and then when they go visit them, they can dominate over them. They can go, well, I'm not going to listen to you. Fuck you. And they're not going to do shit about it. They're not going to smack them. They're not going to whip them. They're not even going to punish them. They're just going to go, I told you not to do that. And don't say that language. Fuck you. It's like, you know, you got to grow some nuts. Girl or boy, you got to grow a pair of nuts, and you have to defend yourself.
Yes, I agree.
Once the kids start taking over, and they take full control over the situation, what happens is the parents lose control, the kids end up teaching their own self, they're quitting school, and they rather pretty much do things their own way. Granted, it could change the world in a good way, but at most times, it's always the bad way. They always find something to piss and moan about. Be it video games, be it websites, online bullying, creating web pages that make no sense whatsoever, and have it based off hate. complete hate. And that's not changing the world, it's just making it worse.
Yeah.
Or let me rephrase that. It's changing the world, but it's not changing it for the better.
Exactly.
Speaking on the youth thing,
Oh.
school systems.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not familiar much about, the Netherlands. But here in America, they got some changes that they've done. Mainly 2 of them. And if it happens there, what is your thoughts about it? 1, representing your own flag, for instance. Like, okay, for instance, our thing is the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
The reason they took that out of some schools is because of the word God. They don't want the children to be drawn into believing on sources. But some people believe that they're not being drawn into it. They can either say the Pledge of Allegiance or they can just not. Because that's their right. They don't have to.
Yeah.
Then the second thing is sex ed. They took that out of schools because they think it's the parents' job. But some parents think that they feel it'd be much easier to learn it in school than at home. What's your thoughts?
Well, let's see. I honestly think that school should teach that because, well, it is quite awkward to talk about sex with your parents. At least for me, it'd be very awkward to talk to my mom about it. And I think it'd be the same for her. It'd be very awkward for her to talk to me about it. That's like why I think school should do the sex ed. Even though it seems like it's not very helping much, it's still better than going through the awkwardness of your parents doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, we got sex ed on school, but like, it's usually the same shit over and over again, the same shit that we already know. It's usually, yo, do it safe, no regrets. Yeah, dude, you told me this a couple of years ago as well. You think I'm dumb? Do you honestly feel the need to repeat yourself every year? I mean, once is enough.
See, that's the bad thing about school systems, though. Some of them, they can change it up a little bit and make it mean something, but then some repeat it over and over again. Like, okay, use a condom, be safe, don't go fresh in, or whatever. Don't force some, make it natural and all that shit. But then some can start off with, the basics. Literally have a book there. And, yeah, it's kind of awkward still talking with your teacher about it, but it's kind of less awkward than saying it to your parents.
Yes, that's definitely true.
So they all give the class a book. They sit there in front of the class with the book, and they go over the sections, be safe, use condom, Don't force it. Let it be natural. Then they add the other section where guys and girls, you know, they all get blushy and all that shit when it happens, but again, it's natural. They show a dude's penis. They say, this is how it works. This is what it looks like. This is the head. This is the hole. This has two sections that come out, the piss and the cum. The cum come from the nuts. The piss comes from another section of the body. So on and so forth. And they go to the women's body, the pussy, to show this, the urethra, the eggs, and all that shit. And they literally go into details and make it... I guess some people would be scarred from it because, you know, little kids or teenagers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, they're actually learning something. Like, for instance, when I was in school, they taught you a shit ton of things. Even the G-spot on a woman. And, you know, everybody's blushing and shit. They're like, well, no way, no, can't talk about that or whatever. Teacher's like, no, dude, it's natural. This is natural. A woman has a G-spot, and if you want to turn her on, that's how you hit it. If you hit it, it's pretty much... Okay, let's throw it in basketball terms, for instance. The hoop is the G-spot. The backboard is just the hole. So when you're throwing the basketball, yeah, you can hit the hole all day long, but that G-spot, once you get it in there, she's satisfied. You know... Kids are laughing, teachers having a good time with it. I don't see that anymore. I see what you say. You know, the teachers nowadays are just safe, condom, no rushing, natural, end story. You're not learning anything.
Nope.
So then you end up Googling this shit. Like... Or some people would actually Google the stuff and find out, and even ask questions. That's why if people go on Google and a fresh Google page and type in like what is whatever, most of them you'll see what does a penis look like? What does a pussy look like? Why do I grow hair down there? You know, simple questions that if the teacher doesn't tell you, I feel that if the teacher don't tell you, the parents should at least be able to say something.
Yeah, to a point.
Like, you know, for instance, men and women, they're both different, obviously.
Obviously.
So, you know, when a woman goes to the bathroom, a woman shows them how to use the bathroom. If a man goes to the bathroom, vice versa, the man shows them how to use the bathroom. For some people, like in my case, I only have my mom. You know how hard it was for her to hear a question from, let's say, a 4 or 5 year old son walking in and asking her, why are you sitting down? I mean, that's fucking awkward as shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, a school can't teach you that shit. So it has to come from the parents. And while they're at it, won't they wait like a couple of years and teach them just the little facts? Like, say, okay, do you have sex ed in school? And they answer yes or no. Like, say, let's just throw an age out there, like, say 12, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have sex ed out there in school? No. I think if it's not in school, the parent should be having full rights to be able to tell them, if maybe not all of it at once, because it might confuse them, but like parts, just like literally once a day, learn about something. But first start with their own body, make them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't find that. You can't find that in schools most of the time because, like you said, they're only basing it off a few facts, not the whole
Thing.
story. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I find it pointless, because do it safe, use a condom is basic knowledge. You don't have to tell me that.
Exactly.
I already know that before you were even born. I was even born, and I still knew that. It's basic knowledge.
Yep.
You're just making me feel like an idiot for having to listen to this.
Okay, now.
Or firework education, now that was some interesting shit. Because then they actually go in detail. Now that is something I could listen to.
Yeah.
Because that's fun.
Okay, now the hard question. Like I said, I don't know how your schools work down there. For if you have a thing where you pledge allegiance to a flag or something.
No.
Or some kind of thing you do before the first bell or...
No, we don't.
Okay. Okay, let's say something, for instance, say you had a pledge allegiance type thing to your flag, and it was in your country for years, since pretty much the birth of your country.
Yes.
Would, if you were, okay, let's see, how do I rephrase this? If you were a principal or a staff member of that school, would you allow them to keep doing it? Would you dismiss it? Would the whole God thing even corrupt school? I mean, being that some people don't believe in God, or would you have it settled in a simple matter where, you don't have to do it. I mean, we can do it as a class, but if you don't want to, you can sit down and do what you want. I mean, if they don't believe in that country, or they don't believe in God, or whatever else that, some other countries have their own religion. Say if they don't believe in that religion, if they don't believe in that country, but they were born there, but they don't really want to stand up and be like,
First off, I'm against changing traditions, so I wouldn't give a fuck. Mostly schools here are Christian schools, so obviously religion plays a role. If you're not religious, then all I expect you to do is at least pay your respects to the ones that are religious. And during those little moments, just keep silent. Don't disturb anyone. And you're all good. I mean, I wouldn't change a decades-old tradition just because the God isn't there and people are not religious. My school is a Christian school. God is part of it, it's Christian. It's a religion. You gotta respect that, whether you're religious or not.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I feel. I mean, I'm not saying that, no, you don't believe in God, so you have to do that. I mean, you go ahead, you can be in the school.
Exactly.
But, don't, at least, as long as you don't mock people for standing up and believing what they believe in, then everything is cool, because, we don't, okay, for instance, say me, I wouldn't mock them if they came over and said, well, I don't like I'm not into God. I don't believe in it. And I was born here in the United States, but I'm not really into, worshiping a flag or anything like that. You don't have to. Sit down and chill out. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not saying that at all. When the principal says, everybody please rise, I know you are counted as an everybody, but then that's when the principal has to step in and say, everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, unless you don't want to.
Yeah. I give them freedom.
Yeah. Don't make it for everybody, because not everybody believes in that, or not everybody sees it that way. You can't force somebody into a religion. It doesn't work. It's never worked, and it won't ever work.
Nope.
So when I write rhymes, immaculate, young acts, KD, we have a dream, tell him kill. Cause I'm a dreamer, and I will keep dreaming, keep on believing, till I find.
The fuck?
I That's a perfect noise.
Perfect. Open the bitch.